palace of the representative building complex of Vilnius, the current residency of the president, have been reconstructed a number of times. In the 19th century, a general governor was established here. Therefore, during reconstruction, the architecture was given a strain of the Russian Empire style, which was characterized with pathos and pomp. The dense division of the central avant-corps, colonnades, the laurel wreath and the distinctive design of windows is typical of buildings of such style. On the second floor of the building, a large part of interior elements have remained. The horseshoe-shaped yard is separated by a colonnade with 2 gates. The cornice of the colonnade is continued in the gates. Here we can also see the recurrent motif of the wreath seen on the facade. The front yard and the smaller one is separated with identical colonnades. However, above the northern gates, a second floor is built, leading from the palace to other buildings of the complex. The massive fence surrounding the park is with semicircular niches, and protruding parts of posts are decorated with moldings of wreaths. On the other side of the front square stands a minor guardhouse, composed of 3 blocks, joined with a curved wall. The most expressive is the central one, the pediment of which is with a wreath motif. At the dungeons of Vilnius Archcathedral Basilica, as it is thought, masonry from the times of Mindaugas has still remained. The sanctuary acquired its final form in the 18th century, after the reconstruction carried out by Laurynas Gucevičius. The main highlight is the massive 6-column portico of the Doric order, which gave the building the strict, clean forms of classicism. The impression is even more strengthened by the decorative entablature and the scene from Noah's story incorporated in the pediment. Above the pediment are the sculptures of the saints by Karol Jelski. The old chapel of Saint Casimir and the sacristy are connected with colonnades, behind which, at the lateral facades, 6 groups of sculptures are incorporated. At the back of the wide central nave, we can see the imitation of the portico of classicist forms, which resonates the main facade of the sanctuary and highlighting the grand altar. At the end of the 18th century, by the order of Bishop Ignatas Masalskis, one of the most precious manor ensembles in the country, Virkiai, were built. On both sides of the representation square, the 2 designed officinas reflect the forms of early classicism. The composition of these buildings was once identical. The western officina has remained almost unchanged. In the main facade, there is a portico of 4 Ionian columns. Rows of windows decorated with modest architraves or cornices. The eastern officina was significantly modified by the reconstruction in the middle of the 19th century. A tower was attached to the building. This is where a part of interiors, created already in the 19th century, have remained. In 1894, a doctor from Vilnius, Laurynas Gucevičius, built himself a palace of yellowish bricks on the right shore of Neris. The building is abundant with pointed arch elements, turrets and pinnacles, typical of Neo-Gothic. The main highlight of the building is the octagonal tower, the top of which, just as the whole building, is completed with dentils, imitating the castle's parapet from the front side. Inside we may see the restored exquisite ceiling decor, as well as the staircases, decorated with floral ornamentation and part of the original terrazzo floors.